Step in the ring, no fear, all bite, hands up high. We train for this fight, bell gon' ring, it's war on sight. This is boxing life, this is fight night. Sweat on the floor, we grind, we climb. Every bruise on the body means we're on our time.
Red Corner Boxing. We're in the game.
Yes, guys, and very good welcome to Red Corner Boxing. You with Jam and Mr. Neutral, as always, and we are here for the weekend preview. We are talking about two cards, one from Dublin, one from Anaheim. Let's get straight into it, mate, and let's start with the first part of the night. We have got Jazza Dickens versus Anto Cacace, WBA Super Featherweight World Title on the line. Mr. Neutral, great fight. I know your heart's going to be with Jazza, being a Liverpudlian man yourself. I know you're not born there, but you're bred there. What's your thoughts, matey, on Jazza versus Cacace?
All right, so team Scouse here, mate. You know, Jazza Dickens, what a resurgence in a career. And by the way, thank you to everybody who's tuning in. I see Lee back. Hello to you, sir. And thanks for joining in with us. I really do think this is going to be a surprise fight, because Jazza, for me, has fought far better opposition in the last 2 years than Anthony Cacace. Fighting Josh Warrington and washed up Josh Warrington and washed up Lee Wood. That will give him false ideology coming into this fight with Jazza Dickens, who, for me, very much the last two fights he's had, Zelfa Barrett and Gaziev, they're far more high level, world title fights than Cacace's had. So I think Cacace on home ground doesn't want to catch a cold here.
Yeah, that's very true, matey. That's very true. I would disagree, though, about the opponents. He's beat Lee Wood and, of course, Joe Cordina in his last few fights, and he also beat Josh Warrington as well. So
right, 2024
as well, mate.
2024. Joe Cordina was his best win, win by far.
Yes,
in 2024. But I fear since then, going downgrade to fight Josh Warrington and Lee Wood, for me. Yeah, it's eye-catching form, two good names, but that was a long time ago. And as you saw in that fight last night with Lee Wood, mate, Warrington and Wood, it wasn't a great fight at all. Good evening, Hawkan, as well. It's one of them, but, people will go with the form here. The form says that Cacace's in fine form. I happen to think that Jazza Dickens is in great form. Knocking out Batagaziev, and see the guys that he's beat. You see 5 of his last 6 opponents were unbeaten. So that was an impressive knockout 4th round victory for me, for Jazza Dickens. And that's Zelfa Barrett when he limited Zelfa to 3 rounds. That's a great win. It's a great win, Jams.
He's definitely
I think this is close.
Sorry to interrupt you, mate. Jazza Dickens is definitely on the crest of a wave. Them 2 wins, like you just said, against Zelfa the Black Flash Barrett and, of course, Albert Batagaziev, he has showed levels that he's never shown before. For me, there is 2 breakout wins. Before that, he was very mid-level British. This put him on the world stage. He won the IBA title against Batagaziev, which we're going to watch in a moment, mate. And you're going to see how good Jazza was. He looked big. He looked strong. He looked like a different animal in that ring. He really did. And that's my worry. I've picked Cacace to go round 9 in the prediction league. But I'm telling you, Jazza is a beast. Let's take a look at the tape.
World and WBA interim super featherweight, where he was put down early on. It wasn't given by the referee, but he did ran out a clear winner on the cards. And we've got a southpaw up against, and you would say that
Dickens is one of those guys that's sort of been there, seen it, done it, been around, coming off a good, be the toughest test fight for him. He's an Olympic champion, but as you said there, Andy, he has been on the floor a couple of times, and if anyone will expose that, that is Jazza Dickens.
Looking for that big overhand left there, Batagaziev, and one thing poise about him, but in Dickens, he's up in position. He just got inside there for the second.
Yeah, good start here from Dickens, who's trebling up on that shot.
Dickens just looks big and strong.
He's got to get off first with his...
He's been nice and busy, though, Batagaziev, in this opening round. They both have, just circling around. And
do you see how Batagaziev was going for that big overhand left? Dickens was slipping it.
So into round 2, Batagaziev in the black, Dickens in the red and black.
Batagaziev needs to get off first because Dickens is in the comfort zone. He's holding the ground there. That's where he likes to struggle with
two
that in the later
southpaws
rounds, I would imagine.
It's going to be a fascinating affair. And yes, the prediction league is full of anti-Cacace knockouts.
Keeping the hands up.
League 2 is a little
Dickens
bit more diverse.
Trying to just fire out that straight 1-2, then looks for the...
And X-League is more or less split down the middle.
Batagaziev, that if anyone's going to be pushing anyone around, it's going to be him.
Yeah, as I said, Dickens looks like he
he's
has
solid since he's moved up to super featherweight. The difference has been outstanding.
And stronger as well, and it was a nice little shot over the top there from Dickens, who's using that physical...
Out-muscled him. And this is what Cacace's got, to take into consideration. Jazza Dickens doesn't go backwards very much. He's inching forward. He wants to get it close range, and that's where his best work comes.
Around rather than the other way around. The Russian, though, just looking for a big left hand over the top, didn't land it, and Dickens gets a flurry away, a nod between side.
And he wants you to engage with him.
Lean angular frame.
That's what he
wants.
Look at that. That close squat, high guard, body shots. This is what could wear Cacace down over time.
Hence why
it's shot porn, but that win against Selfa Barrett would suggest
great counter there by Dickens. Oh, solid.
12 pro contest. This is scheduled for 12. When it comes to going down the stretch, Dickens is a lot more experienced.
Olympic champion.
That's right, Matt. You're not seeing Jazza on the back foot that often.
Moving that upper body, not extravagantly.
And Cacace's going to have to show consistent other shots to beat back Jazza Dickens. In my opinion,
he's trying to call him in there. He's using the figure.
Batagaziev, that landed. And just finds a little bit more
setting traps.
Dickens closes that gap and throws
in his face as well. He's in a comfortable space right now. He's a guy that needs to change things.
This is more his kind of a fight now. Batagaziev doesn't need to be in for the majority of that first 3 rounds, because when they're really tight on the inside, Batagaziev as well.
There's some war in there. These two, they've started a frantic pace.
Those shots start to take the toll. Batagaziev has been forced back for the first time in his career, and he's rocked. There you go. And that's what Cacace's got to be careful of. Oh, that was brutal. This is not Josh Warrington. This is not Lee Wood now. This is a southpaw, a dangerous southpaw. And Mr. Jazza Dickens. It's an onslaught.
He's 1 punch away here.
He senses the kill. He wants to finish this man on home ground.
He's just trying to tuck up, but he's on the run here. 40 seconds remaining in the
You think he's not going to finish him? Bang! Take that.
Again, and the balance has completely gone. They've got the towel in the hand.
He's betrayed him. There's the towel.
There you go, matey. Yeah, absolutely took him out there. Jazza Dickens.
Let's have it.
Honestly, I was not expecting that at all. What a performance. That was something
That's right, Lee, Matt.
From Jazza Dickens.
That's right, Lee.
From James Dickens.
We're going to see some. It's going to be a special fight. There's no two ways about it. Ireland is going to be treated to a memorable night. There's no two ways about it. And I can't wait for tomorrow night. And yes, we will be doing watch-alongs for 100%. That. Join us for the undercard as well.
Yeah, we're going to be doing at least 3 of the fights, bro, and we're going to be doing at least 3, if not more.
We'll do 3.
But, yeah, we'll do the John O'Carroll one, and we'll do the same ones we're talking about tonight, Pierce O'Leary as well, of course. But going back to Jazza Dickens, of course, he had that great win against Batagaziev. He had that great win against Zelfa Barrett. But remember, he has also been stopped 4 times by Sosa, Rigondeaux, and Kid Galahad twice. So he can be got at as well. So it depends on Jazza's plan on coming forward. If he comes out gung-ho against Anthony Cacace, Cacace He's also a southpaw. He can easily lick him up, and he can make that work in his favour. This is what
Great
makes it such
points.
an interesting fight to me.
Yeah.
Like, both of these guys can knock each other out. They really can. And I'm intrigued to see
Absolutely.
what happens. But obviously for me, my money's on Cacace. I just think he's taller, rangier, a bit slicker. Jazza's more of a little brawler. I just think Cacace might piece him up, keep him on the left, and just... He could make it an early night. I hope he doesn't. I hope it goes 9 rounds and then he knocks him out, because then I win Prediction League. But what's your final thoughts on this fight, Mr. Neutral?
It's going to be a great fight. May the best man win. But I hope for Liverpool, and my children are all Scousers, so I've got to support the hometown man.
Of course, mate, of course. Well, let's be fair then. We've had a look at Jazza Dickens' last fight. Let's have a look at Lee Wood getting knocked out by Cacace.
You almost expect this every time Lee Wood fights, but he looks so dangerous. Cacace uppercuts, he's gone. Referee could have stepped in there. Body shot. Cacace's on the verge here. Got his steps in. Right decision. Ben Davison. Anthony Cacace stops Lee Wood.
There you go. That would have stoppage of Lee Wood there by Anto Cacace.
Bit soft. He softened him up for a few rounds, Lee Wood, and it was just a single body shot. And he started running away, and the towel come in.
He was hurt before.
Aye, but again, that won't happen to Jazza Dickens so easily.
That's true, but let's have a look at it. Obviously, that was so short, and I want to give the same amount of airplay to both fighters. So let's take a look at Cacace versus Joe Cordina.
Great fight.
There's a lovely counter from Cordina.
Cordina was fancied in this
That's
fight
better
as well.
from Cacace now.
Yeah, but
switching
do you
downstairs
remember
as well.
there was some issue
that
with
speed that he's
Cordina?
got. There's the hook
It just
there,
wasn't the same
Cacace's
with his
got to
weight
keep that
trained
right hand higher.
or for this fight, because he's since moved up.
Good left hook looked into the body of Cordina from Cacace.
But nonetheless,
Says he finally feels
it
like a
was
superstar. Oh, there's a shot
a
on the break
performance that even
that lands flush on
a
the jaw of
performance that
Joe
stunned
Cordina
everybody.
right in
That
front of
because
Bob
Cordina
Williams.
was a heavy,
Cordina, to
heavy
his credit,
favourite.
just took it.
He was.
But he's just allowed Cacace, and
That just
given
shows
the
the level
momentum, hasn't it?
Cacace's put on
Absolutely.
late,
Whether
mate.
that's left a bit of damage that we
Since
didn't
that one
realise.
defeat,
Oh, there's a
that's
good
what
left
they
hand,
won.
and that stiffened the legs of Cordina.
Oh,
And
And
Cordina's
that's
got
that
to move here,
southpaw left
move or
that,
grab Cacace.
you know,
but
Cordina
Cacace
being an
on that
orthodox.
front foot, big shots going in, Fletch. Good shot again from Cacace. Cordina's
He's
having
getting
to dig
caught
in
with that
here.
left
There's
hand.
still a minute to go in the third
The southpaw
round. Let's get
Dickens.
back and down he goes.
Oh,
Anthony Cacace has Joe Cordina
it was a
down
lovely.
in
That
the
was a
third
great
round,
performance. It's
wobbly
got to
leg.
be said.
He's still very weary on his legs and getting
That was
caught
2
again.
years ago.
He's in big trouble, Cordina. Nothing coming back, covering up, hanging on. Well, Cacace's going for the win
It's a
here.
bad stoppage,
Looking for
to
that
be
one
fair,
shot.
for
I think the
Cordina.
bell might save him. He's desperate to hear it. Bob Williams looking on.
By
He
far
wants the bell
Cacace's
show
best
Cordina
performance,
and he hears it. Cacace landing solid shots. There's an uppercut that gets through. Oh, look at how the way Cordina come back there. Lovely shot. It's that left hook on the inside. Good shot by Cacace. There's an uppercut, yeah, stiffen the legs again, and the bell comes in the nick of time again. Oh, good shot again there from Cacace with that left hook.
That was in Riyadh, I think.
Both of them standing toe to toe,
Yeah,
but
you're in the
Cacace's
car.
getting the better of the exchanges again. And right at the end of the round, Cordina's in trouble once more, and the bell comes in the nick of time for the Welshman. In terms of punch volume, it's the challenger. Look at this again, pouring it on. Cordina, good shot right at the end of the round, long right hand. It's been a great year already for really good fights, and we've got another one here. There's a big shot. Cacace's in trouble again, Cordina. Bob Williams is going to step in and stop it. He's seen enough, and Anthony Cacace has...
And that's the end of the fight, mate. And that just shows you the levels of Cacace. His strength has come on in leaps and bounds. For a man with only 9 knockouts from his 25 fights, you won't think he was that big a banger. But he really is learning to throw them hands. His last few fights, he's taking people out. He's took Lee Wood out, Joe Cordina out. You know, real decent level prospects, especially Joe Cordina, who's now looking like he might get a world title fight at lightweight. So Cacace is a danger man. He really is. He really is. He seems to have learned how to use his power at a late stage of his career. He only had 6 knockouts recently. You know, he's putting people away. He's learning how to use them hands.
Yeah,
Strange one, Cordina. I remember the second KO win. Since then, done nothing. Cordina, mate, he's back in world title contention, Lee. He's back in world title contention, mate.
he
You
certainly
might be
is.
seeing a very big surprising announcement soon for Joe Cordina. I'm not going to announce it because it ain't my business, you know, but you might see something pretty exciting soon for Joe Cordina. Final thoughts on this one, Mr. Neutral?
As I said, mate, let's just hope the fans are treated to a brilliant fight and may the best man win.
Absolutely, matey, absolutely. Well, let's move on to the co-main event, which is, of course, Pierce O'Leary versus Maxie Hughes. This is a good fight, man. This is a really good fight. Maxie Hughes, you know he's nobody's mug. He doesn't play around. He's a dangerous operator. How do you see this one going from the early perspective?
It's it's progress versus experience. And Maxie Hughes, world title fights. He's been up there. He's been away abroad. He knows what it means to win on away ground and what it takes. And he'll not be underestimating young Pierce O'Leary at all. He's very, very good. He's now European super lightweight champion, as well as WBC international champion. He's on that stepping stones to world title fights. Now it's for an IBO vacant title. Why not?
Yeah, super light IBO.
And it's a great opportunity to get some really valid championship experience on a big stage, as co-main event in Dublin there. However, this is going to be tricky for Pierce. Again, Maxie Hughes, although I thought he was unlucky against Usmanov, very close fight. There's only a round in it. That's a bit of a higher standard than Pierce O'Leary at this moment, in my opinion. However, I'm not going to take anything away from Pierce. He's got all the advantages here: home ground, fans, atmosphere, setting. It's all there for him to set himself up on the world stage. So again, I think this is going the distance, and I think it could be a split either way. But Maxie Hughes, I really like him. He's an honest boxer, and he's going to take the young man, to places that he's not been before.
Yeah, can I just take a second to read out some of Maxie Hughes' opponents, Mr. Neutral? He's
Yes,
been in there
go
with
on.
William Zepeda. He's been in there with George Kambosos Jr. He's been in there with Usmanov, as you said, who he lost to in a very, very razor-thin fight.
Oh,
He's been in there with Leon Walsh, Sam Bowen, and he lost to Martin J. Ward twice. This man's resume, people see that he's got the 8 losses and think, oh, he's a bum.
yeah, he beat Kid
Mate,
Galahad.
You don't know Maxie Hughes. You don't know Maxie Hughes. This man's
Ryan
a
Walsh.
fighter. He's a game fighter, and he can beat any man on his day. And if Pierce O'Leary is not on his day in Dublin at the Free Arena, this could go horribly wrong for him.
Absolutely.
I'm going with Pierce O'Leary round 11 TKO though. I think he grinds down.
Is that what you went for?
He's a bit long in the tooth. I think Southpaw versus Orthodox. I think he'll figure it out early, and I think he'll break him down by the 11th. But I wouldn't be surprised if Maxie Hughes drags him out and takes something from him. So
I took the draw.
It was the hardest fight to pick on the card this week.
I took the draw. I couldn't decide. If you can't decide, draw it.
Yeah, I tell you what, I was about a round away from a draw. I went for 11th TKO. If I'd have gone 12, I'd have gone for a draw. I really would have. It's that close because I know Max is going to bring it. He doesn't mess around. He's a real boxer. He's a real fighter. He's been in there with far better opposition than Pierce O'Leary.
I know.
But we don't know how good Pierce is yet.
Exactly. If he builds a lead on Pierce, it's going to be hard.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to turn it around. But Big Bang O'Leary can pop. He's got 10 knockouts from his 18 wins. He can have a crack. He can also box. But his opponents are thin. I think his best win is probably Liam Dillon, I'd say,
Yes.
myself.
Yeah. I agree.
That's a
I
decent
agree.
win. You know, he was 15-2 at
Very,
the
very
time.
good.
Liam Dillon's a
Very
decent
good.
fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely, mate.
Totally agree with
Well,
that.
let's move on from that one then, mate. So we're going to go to John O'Carroll, who's fighting Cole Murphy. This is a good fight, man. King Kong is one of my favourites, man. I use him on Undisputed all the time. The guy can bang. He just never quits. I know his record 25-3-1. He got 16-0 Cole Murphy. What's your thoughts on this, mate? How do you see it going? I can only see
It's,
one way, and that's King Kong doing the job. And he's actually insulted. I've seen an interview today where he feels insulted that Cole Murphy's the favourite for this fight.
it rather much like the last fight. It's up and coming versus experience. John O'Carroll, you know, again, another top level fighter. The Irishman is done nothing really wrong in his career, and again, he's fighting for another title fight. Colin, for me, has got it all to do. He really has, even though he's on home ground. I know he took the EBU vacant title. I know he took the Commonwealth title as well. Much lower opposition though. So
Absolutely.
I got a man on the rise against a man.
His best win was Luke Pearson.
Luke Pearson, yeah, 10-0. But I would suggest that John O'Carroll's still got plenty in the tank to cope with him for me.
Yeah, he's only 33, mate. He's only 33. King Kong doesn't slow down. You know, he keeps battering them buildings in Japan. You know what he's like. King Kong does not stop.
He's brought some serious energy to that weigh in. I don't know if you've seen it there today. Is, you know,
I didn't, mate. No,
he's up for it. He's up for it. It's going to be good. You know, and as an line through, you know, he went 9 rounds with Batagaziev, did John O'Carroll. So Colin Murphy's nowhere near that level.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Batagaziev stopped him, didn't he? He's also lost to Maxi Hughes.
9th round. Yeah, 9th round.
Yeah, he lost to Maxi Hughes as well. So, yeah. John O'Carroll, though, is that guy, isn't he? He's that guy who you just don't know which version is going to turn up. If it's the real John O'Carroll, the real King Kong, and he's on it, he could smash Cole Murphy to pieces.
Yeah.
He could smash him to pieces. But at the same time, if the flat version turns up, Cole Murphy could just box his ears off all night and make it a wide UD.
Yeah, if he tries too hard, I think John O'Carroll, you know, we've got to remember this is probably his last chance at a title fight, this being a vacant as well.
Yeah.
So he's really got to come in this with a measured approach and just do a job and not try and overstate the win by any means. Just get the job done. And he's on home ground.
Absolutely, matey, absolutely. Well, let's move on to the next card then. From Anaheim, California, we've got Arnold Barboza Jr. versus Kenneth Sims Jr. So, Battle of the Juniors. This should be a fun fight, mate. This should. Both coming off a loss. You know, they've both got something to prove. This is when things matter. How do you see this going? Just a quick intake on what you see here. Barboza coming off the Teofimo loss. Kenneth Sims coming off the Duarte loss. Who needs it more, Mr. Neutral? Who needs to get back to winning ways more? And whose career is finished if it doesn't happen, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think the more high profile of the two is Arnold Barboza Jr. You know, Kenny Sims Jr. has been sort of more as a home fighter. Barboza's come to England. He lost to Carroll. However,
he got the win. He got the win against Castro. He lost to Teofimo Lopez.
I'm thinking of Regis Prograis. He beat Carroll, set him up for the TO win fight in New York. That was a bit disappointing of a performance. Maybe it was the way TO nullified the fight in itself, but I'm pretty sure that that was not the best version of Barboza by any stretch, and I think he'll come back well. Kenny Sims Jr., Oscar Duarte, majority decision over 12 rounds, close-ish, but I just feel that that was a bit of a spoiler fight for Duarte. Kenny Sims, although he was coming into that fight on a very, very good run, I don't feel that the momentum was going in with him in that fight. I think in this fight he'll start off second favourite.
Yeah, I always feel with Kenny Sims like he's always the underdog, even when he's at home, even when it's like his own people
Yeah.
in America. He always seems to be the underdog, and he seems to get the wrong end of the stick, in my opinion. He's a very, very skillful, very accomplished fighter, but he always seems to come out on the wrong end, in my opinion. I know he's only got 3 losses, so it's hard to say like he's been robbed, but there's something. Whenever I watch him, he seems like he's always the more dominant in the fight, but always comes off the worst, if you get what I mean.
But exactly. But if you look at his losses, they're always, at a higher level. When he's getting up there, he gets beat. I just feel, Samuel Tier back in 2018.
Chinea beat him as well.
These were 14-1-1, 14-2-1. And he's fought guys like 21-7-0, Castaneda, 35-4-0, Romero. I think one of his best wins, looking at this resume, was Akhmedov back in 2023, 3 years ago. Good solid win that. However, for me, it's not been a progressive resume since then. So I think
whereas Barboza obviously was undefeated,
far
came
more
to the
progressive.
UK, beat Jack Catterall. Everyone,
I think he's got more scope.
He's going to be great, and then Teofimo showed him how basic he could be, and then Teofimo showed how basic he could be by Shakur. So it's about levels. So Barboza is a level below Teo. Teo is a level below Shakur. So where does Arnold Barboza fit in to the new wave? He's still the interim champion, isn't he? Is it WBO? Where does he fit into the new wave? How's he going to make a jump in his career, Mr. Neutral, in your opinion?
Well, he needs help with the WBO here. If he, it's all about his team petitioning at the right time for that £140 title with the WBO.
It's not even on the line in this one, by the way. The interim's not on the line, is it, in this one?
No. So he still has to keep in good terms with Oliveira at the WBO, and just basically keep quiet and let his teams do the job. And I'm pretty sure if he puts on a good performance against Kenny Sims Jr. Tomorrow night, I'm pretty sure he'll be back in the conversation very, very quickly.
Absolutely, mate. I agree. Well, I'll tell you what, let's take a look at a quick highlight video of both boxers in action.
Seen in the atmosphere here, it's hard to know who's the home fighter. Process here. Both boxers that love each other.
Mate, that's Kenny Sims Jr. and Arnold Barboza Jr. in action, showing some of their finest work, and there's some great undercard action on that card as well, which we're going to get into in a second, very briefly. But yeah, to end it on that, mate, it's a pick-up fight. Who are you picking? I'm going for Arnold Barboza Jr. by unanimous decision. What's your final prediction, Mr. Neutral?
I did pick in prediction league Kenny Sims by split. I'm since sort of changing my mind, Barboza, he was denied that fight, the fight he wanted against Teofimo Lopez. Other fighters like Jack Carroll and many of the other fighters, they all came and boxed. If Kenny Sims was to box the way Teofimo Lopez did, there may be a chance for him to nick it, because Barboza, he really relies on close quarter engagement to unleash his combinations, as you've seen in the videos. That left hook, he needs that in rage because he keeps it bent. He never extends that left hook properly. It's always
he's a proper hook and brawler, isn't he? He's a hook and
he's
brawler.
a hook 'em. So he needs that close quarter action. And if Kenny Sims Jr. keeps him on the outside, it could be a long night for Barboza.
It could. So you're slipping towards Kenny Sims Jr. by a wider decision now?
No. I still think it'll be a split decision, but it could go either way.
Okay. Oh, fair enough, mate. No problem with that whatsoever. To be honest, I've kind of doubted mine. Arnold Barboza Jr. liked my comment on X earlier about, I said, I got you for UD in the prediction league. Don't let us down, War Barboza. And he liked it. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to stick with Arnold Barboza Jr. Unanimous decision. But let's move on to the next fight. We've got Oscar Calasso versus Jesus Harrow, or Jesus Harrow, as it's now known. WBO minimum weight title on the line in this one. You got the little banger. This man is a little banger, isn't he? He knocked out CP Freshmark. He's a real one. He's a real one. What's your quick thoughts on this one, Mater? I've got no video for this, right? It's just going to be a quick chat. What's your thoughts on the WBO minimum weight title?
Yeah, it's a voluntary, and this will be over in 4 rounds.
Yeah, I think I've got 3 on Prediction League. I've got 3. Oscar Calasso is just too much, mate. That mini guy. What is it, 105 pound, mate? Bloody hell. He could knock out a tree.
He's just on a fantastic. He's got great technique. There's no accident at 105 pound. He's got 10 knockouts from 13 fights. It's just the technique, the accuracy, and he keeps coming. So he catches a combination on his opponents. It's pretty much good night of that weight for them. And again, I come back to, it's a nice, easy voluntary.
Yeah, it's going to be light work, in my opinion. Although Harrow's never been stopped. That's the only questionable question in it. I've took, obviously, Calasso, TKO round 3, but Harrow has never been stopped. He's been in there with the likes of John Castaneda. He's been in there with Wilfredo Medeiros, who was a good fighter. So he's not a mug. He's not like a mug's walking in here. It's not a nobody. The guy has fought at a high level, but has he fought at Calasso's level? And in my opinion, that's a no.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a pretty unanimous Oscar Calasso win on this one, Mr. Neutral, isn't it?
Yes.
100%. Right, let's move on. And the next fight we're going to talk about is Alexis Roja versus Jojo Diaz Jr. What's your thoughts on this one, mate? Obviously, Jojo Diaz coming off that Regis Prograis loss. A lot of people felt he was unlucky in that fight, moving up in weight. He seemed to hold his own, and he rocked Regis a couple of times. Is that a sign of Regis slowing down, or Jojo getting big at the weight? What's your thoughts?
It's very much 2 boxers on the decline. There's no 2 ways about that.
Yeah.
Regis, to his credit, has at least come through that fight with a bit of credit, where he done a good job against a very determined Jojo Diaz in that fight. I was very impressed with his heart and his grit. However, it was just too much for him. Against Roca, who's still at his peak. A great draw last time out against Curiel, off the back of 2 wins. And he's only lost to Rashidi Ellis and who's the other guy?
Santillan knocked him out.
Santillan, that's him.
Yeah.
These are championship level contenders. Jojo Diaz, for me, it's a name for this fight. to bump up the card. And I think Rock will get the business done inside 8 rounds.
Yeah, I think I've got round 8 or 9 on the prediction league. Just before we carry on, though, let's have a word from Miss Shy, who's doing a watch-along in East London for the Deontay Wilder Derek Chisora fight. If you're in London, you've not got tickets for the fight, go and check her out at this watch party. They are amazing, I've heard.
Listen, I am the baddest man.
There you go, you heard it there, mate. Go and check out the 505 Way on X. She's on all social media. You can't miss her. Go and buy your tickets as little as £15 to go. And the special guests there, you've got boxers, you've got celebrities, you've got a DJ going all night till 4 a.m. Go and check it out, mate. It's the place to be if you can't be at the fight itself. Right, Mr. Noodle, let's move on to the final fight of the night, shall we?
Yeah.
I think we've said our piece on the other ones. Let's go to Gabriela Fundora. She's something special, isn't she, this girl?
Yeah.
She really is.
Yeah.
And she's undisputed, and she's defending the undisputed title against Viviana Corredor.
Yeah. Poor Viviana. She's
There's not
20.
a lot to say about Sweet Poison anymore, is there? Like everything you try
20.
to say, you know she's going to dismantle it and destroy it.
Yeah.
She is a beast.
She's 20 years too late. She's 43 up against a 23-year-old knockout merchants. 5 of the last 6 by knockout, or 6 of the
And
last
all 3
7.
of the last in the 7th round as well. She's got something about that number 7, lucky number 7. She's had the last 3
number
knockouts
7.
all in round 7.
I don't think the Australian lassie's going 7. I think it's going to be far less than that. She's improving so much. The power is just there at that weight for her. She wants all the marbles. She wants all the belts. And I'm pretty sure she's going to get them all. This will be over in 5.
Yeah, I think I went for 8, I was trying to be clever. I was going to go 7 again. I was going to say round 7 again, but for some reason, I went for round 8. I thought she can't get 4 7s in a row. That just doesn't happen. Getting 3 on a machine, on a gambling machine, 3 7s is like the luckiest thing in the world. You're not going to get 4 7s, so I went for round 8. Sweet Poison knockout. I can't see any other option than the Sweet Poison knockout in that fight. It's going to be a masterclass, mate. We're talking about a girl who's absolutely dominating the game as a southpaw. She's one of the best female boxers we've probably ever seen, and she's against a girl, no disrespect, who's 10-2, who lives in Australia.
He's 43.
Who's 43? She's 20 years older. This is not a contest. This is the problem with female boxing at the moment. There's just not enough. There's not enough competition.
Challenges. No.
It's the Clarissa Shields debate all over again. There's just nothing there. Clarissa Shields is the greatest woman of all time, but unless she gets to fight someone half decent like Michaela Mayer, which will now never happen because she's with MVP, how will we ever know she was the greatest woman of all time? If she fights a 55-year-old Layla Ali, that ain't going to prove shit. If she could fight Layla Ali in her prime, we could talk. You know what I mean?
Not going to happen.
It's just nonsense. There's nothing out there. They need to get in these divisions in the early years of their life, like Harper and Dubois are doing at 135, settling the beef, 2 titles on the line, WBC, WBO. That's what we need. We need more of that in the female game.
We need more big Amazonian women in the heavyweight division. Big Amazonian women. Come on, where are you?
Well, we're going to drag them from the Brazilian Amazon rainforest. Just drag them in.
Yes.
They come in with
Big
trees under their arms and just come out and fight Clarissa. Franchon
They
Cruz
come out-
McDermott was the next best thing. You got Shady Green. After that, there's nothing. Michaela Mayer at 160 was the next hope.
That's why
Michaela
she's.
Mayer's now starting with MVP. That's even further away. There is
That's why she's
nothing left in the female game.
That's why she's calling men out.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, talking about knocking Rolly out. Yeah, come on now, come on. We seen her get spotted by a 17-year-old Puerto Rican kid who'd never boxed.
There you go.
We all seen it, mate. We all seen it in 4K. We all seen it in 4K. Right, anyway, that's the end of this show, the weekend preview. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Hit that like and subscribe. Join us for our future endeavours. We're going to be back at the weekend for the watch-alongs, of course. Me and Mr. Neutral from Dublin. And then, of course, later on, hopefully I'll find a friend. If not, I'll be here on my own, doing the later night ones, Kenneth Sims Jr., Arnold, Barboza Jr. But before we go, big shout out to our boy Ray Trilogy, who's got a new single out called Regime with his daughter. Check it out.
Yeah, this feels good. Yeah. Fever, it's the commissioner. Big Smoke. Big Lil TA. It's some classic shit. Yo, right Benjamins, you got another one with this one. Now go.
We all the way up, we in the clouds now. We up here living good, we ain't coming down. Niggas was talking, they still skinning stuff. We got on our grind, made our own luck.
There you go. Check out Regime on Ray Trilogy, RAE Trilogy on YouTube. He's got some great stuff on there. You can't go wrong. Right, Mr. Neutral, it's been a nice little preview, mate. I'm excited for tomorrow. Are you, brother?
I am indeed. Prediction League is on standby. All the boys are going to be glued to the television tomorrow night.
Got Naji Lopez against Gallegos tonight as well.
Absolutely. Pro Box.
Yes, mate. Live on YouTube from 1 a.m. in the UK. Let's get it. Right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, Mr. Neutral, my co-host, co-founder, and brother. We'll see y'all soon. See you tomorrow for the watch-alongs. God bless.
See you there.
Step in the ring, no fear, all bite, hands up high. We train for this fight, bell gon' ring, it's war on sight. This is boxing life, this is fight night. Sweat on the floor, we grind, we climb, every bruise on the body.